It could be the brush, but it's not coming off as pigmented. What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. I want to come up with a name for you guys. I'm gonna call y'all the Myesha Mob, okay? Because I'm trying to go off M's. We may change it, but for right now, Myesha Mob, okay? What is up, Myesha Mob? Today's video is going to be me reviewing sort of somewhat the Nikita Dragun palette. I created this look for you guys, a pink moment. I was kind of inspired by my shirt, which my shirt was inspired by her little message about the palette, her theme, where she got her inspiration. So anyway, yeah, that's kind of the vibe. I don't go in depth on this palette, so if you are looking for an in-depth review on all of the shades, swatches, and all that, I am not doing that. I apologize, but I just really don't have the time to sit here and do that, okay? I got a baby. But if you guys want to just see how I got this look, the shades that I use, and sort of my thoughts based on what I used for this look, then of course keep on watching. Alright, you guys, so let's get started on this review. So here is the palette and then the packaging of the palette. I figured I'd just share it with you guys. On the back it says, once upon a time there was a little trans girl with just a dream in a wig. Fast forward a couple years later and I have manifested the Morphe palette of my dreams. I was inspired by my fascination with the future, anime, and my travels to Tokyo, Japan, a city that's very special to me. Metamorphosis, a change of form, the process of transformation with trans in caps. Build your own beauty, create your own fantasy, unleash the dragon. So that was really cute on the back, and little artwork of her. And here is the palette. So I just want to say, I know maybe some people don't like her. I understand that there is drama that maybe has surrounded her or whatever the case may be. I'm just reviewing the palette. I honestly don't know much about that. I kind of stay out the loop when that comes to that stuff because I don't really care too much unless, you know, it's affecting something that I believe in and it's, you know, whatever. So anyway, I'm just gonna move on from that. I just want to say that real quick because I know sometimes certain people can be controversial. But let's just talk about the palette. So I have the palette upside down because, well, I guess I can do it like this, but here is the palette. I honestly really love the theme. I love the colorway. I love it all. I love that there's neutrals. I love that there's pops of color. Although I'm typically not one to use pops of color, the pops of color look really cool to me. I really like it. Yeah, I mean, it just looks really dope. I really love the look of this palette. I don't obviously know the quality yet because I haven't swatched or anything. I'm just going to go straight to the eyes because honestly you can swatch, which is great, but if it doesn't perform on the eyes, it's just not a good palette. So I also really love that these shades have the names underneath. Some Morphe palettes don't have that. I think the very first like Jaclyn Hill palette that was released didn't have the names underneath the shadows. So that's always nice so you know which one you're grabbing and it's easier to explain. But my eyes are prepped with my usual, just my concealer, my NARS Soft Matte Concealer. And I honestly don't know what I'm going for. I'm wearing this top here to kind of fit the theme of what she was going for when she created this palette. So I may kind of go with pinks. I'm not really sure, but let's just dive in. So let me grab a brush. Should probably zoom you guys in, huh? Let's zoom you guys in. All right, you guys are zoomed in, I think close enough. So I'm gonna start with Shape Shifter, and it's really just a transition shade, a base to really get the eye look going. You know, nothing really special about the shade other than that it's really a base. So far, it's blending nicely. Usually I don't have any issues with Morphe palettes. I've never experienced bad palettes from them. Not to say that they haven't had any, I just haven't experienced personally. So far, you know, with this basic shade, it's pretty good. But we'll obviously know when we dive into other colors. So I think I'm gonna go into a little bit of Prima Donna. It's a beautiful warm brown color, and I'm only going to use a little bit because I don't want it to be like super crazy, but I definitely need some warmth. And I'm going to put this basically where I put the other color, but slightly underneath it as well, so I can start really creating definition in my crease. And I'm still using that same brush from before just to kind of marry all the colors together. Just slightly, just adding a little bit of depth. I'm gonna go into Seduction. It's a little more red and not as deep as Prima Donna, but I have a feeling that I'm about to dig into the pinks in this palette just to kind of go with my shirt and really to kind of do something that I don't always do. Now I'm gonna take MTF, and it's a really like cool tone, ashy, gray, beige color. Like as you can see, like this is ashy, but this is going to really like sculpt the eyes. That's kind of, I want to add depth, and I like that she has this because it doesn't really add color per se, it just adds depth in my opinion. That's kind of what the color you would use for my skin tone or lighter to create like hollowness in the face, you know, a little chiselness. So I'm gonna use that color. And I'm going to bring it like inward as well because I think I'm gonna end up doing a cut crease. Girl, I'm about to do a lot. But so far, everything is like blending quite nicely, and mattes are the trickiest part of creating a palette. Like shimmers are typically easy to create. Mattes can be tricky, so you know, obviously if you put the effort into it and, you know, kind of play with it and, you know, get the right formula down for your matte eyeshadows, it can come out really great. So there's no really excuse unless you're kind of not putting the effort into, in my opinion. But so far everything's working out really great. Okay, we are getting somewhere. Now what do? I was so tempted to do the greens, but I definitely wanted to wear I was so tempted to do the greens too. I really like the green colors. Nguyen, oh my god, that shade. I'm gonna have to play with her. Maybe I'll just redo my makeup look here. I'm not even playing because this palette, like, I'm really excited for this palette, and I'm really hoping it's really great because I could see this being a go-to palette because it has all your base colors that you need, and then it has beautiful bronze shades, it has khakis, and then it has your pops of color, which are really fun. It has some silver moments. Like, you have a lot to do with this palette, which I'm excited about. All right, so I guess we should just kind of start with the outer work on the outer part of the eye. So I'm gonna go ahead and go into Shapeshifter again, and I could have just did this all together, but I didn't. So let's just, you know, mind your business. And I'm going to start working on the outer part of the eye. I typically love a more angled shape anyway, as you guys probably have noticed. So I'm gonna try to wing this out and really just create a really nice blend. I really want to take my time with this eyeshadow look because I don't know, I'm just in the mood for something super effortless, and I'm going to be using some colors. I just want it to look super good. So sometimes I'm kind of lazy and I just kind of breeze through it. Not that it doesn't look good, but sometimes, you know, it could look better, you know? Dipping into Prima Donna, and I'm actually going to dip straight into Seduction as well. So I'm going to mix these two together because essentially that's what I'm doing. And we're just going to begin building that gradient effect and bringing that into the lid because I know for sure I'm going to be doing a cut crease. Okay, so far everything is coming together really great. I'm going to take that brush that I was using for MTF, and I'm going to start building right in that socket here. Okay, we got some good depth going. I'm gonna go ahead and cut my crease. I'm going to use the same concealer base that I used to prime my eyes. So I'm gonna speed through this because it's not about me cutting my crease, it's about the whole entire palette. So I'm gonna do that really fast. So I did a light cut crease because I don't want it to be all over the eye, just in the inner part. I'm going to be using the shade Sakura. Let me show you. I honestly, thank you for this. So this is the shade Sakura. Girl, this is the perfect pink shade for her. So if you guys obviously don't know, if you haven't watched Naruto, you don't know, but you guys know I'm a huge Naruto fan. So Sakura is one of the characters in Naruto, and her hair is this very shade. So I don't know, I'm looking for a pink moment. So I'm just going to apply her with a brush all over let's see, I grabbed a little bit more. It could be the brush, but it's not coming off as pigmented as the color looks in the pan, but it could just be the brush. You know, sometimes your finger kind of warms up the shadow a little bit better and just kind of melts it a little bit because of the warmth of your fingertips, but I'm honestly not mad about that. I could, I think, make it a little bit more opaque with using my finger, but I really do kind of want more of a flush look versus like a bam pop of pink. Because as you can tell, my shirt's a little bit more, it's obviously see-through. It's not bam in your face like that, so I don't mind that at all. Okay, so we have our lid shade. So now I'm going to have to marry everything together. So I'm gonna be taking Seduction and Shapeshifter and mixing that and kind of just blending the two. So it looks like the pink is obviously going into the browns. And now I'm gonna go ahead and mix a little bit of Sakura using the same brush and just a tiny bit of Nikita because it looks good, but I want to add a little bit more pink in the gradient so it looks kind of like it's coming together. So I'm just going to focus this more right here and really just blending the two. Okay, so I think that looks better. And now I'm contemplating if I should do like a smoked out winged look. Yeah, let's just start with the black since that is the darkest color in here. I'm going to take a little brush like this. I typically don't do black, but I've been kind of into it. And I guess we could just see how black this black is, okay? This shade is Nasty. And I'm just going to do my usual, applying it and then kind of smoking it out. Kind of don't know if I want to go bigger or not. I'm just gonna keep blending and see what happens. It is pretty black though, I'm not gonna lie. Pretty pigmented. Okay, so we have a little winged out, smoked out moment here. Let's do the bottom lash line real quick. I'm going to be taking Shapeshifter with just a fluffy brush. A little bit of Prima Donna. And then I guess whatever is left over from the black, just a little bit on the outer part of the eye. All right, you guys, so this is kind of the eyeshadow look. I'm gonna go ahead and apply some lashes, mascara, all that good stuff. Maybe I will pop on a nude liner in my waterline, and then I will show you guys the rest of the look all put together. I'll be right back. All right, you guys, so this is the final look using the Nikita Dragun palette from Morphe. There's not much I can really say bad about this palette. I really enjoyed it. I used some of the pops of color. I think the only thing I could say is the Sakura shade, the light pink shade. I'm not sure if it is as sheer as it was when I applied it with a brush. I didn't use my finger, so I'm not mad at it. I think it looks perfect. I think it looks really, really great, but if you're really expecting like opaqueness from that, you may have to use your finger instead of a brush. Other than that, which is not a big deal to me, I give the palette so far like a 10. I didn't have any issues using the colors. Granted, I only used, you know, a certain selection of the colors, but I will be using this more and more and obviously showcasing the looks. But I really, really enjoyed it. I feel like it's worth the money if you can get it. I love all the colors. I played with a few of them. I think they're great. I created this really beautiful look. Everything turned out really, really good. So yeah, if you guys like this video, if you like the look, give it a thumbs up, of course. Ooh, y'all see my nails? Yes, ma'am, I did these myself, okay? Abstract, okay. But give it a thumbs up, like the video. Comment down below if you guys are gonna get the palette. What do you guys think? I kind of want to know your opinions as well. Did you try all the shades? Let me know. I know this is a super in-depth. I just wanted to do a look, show you guys, and tell you what I think about it as far as my look came out. And I like it. Like, subscribe, check out all the other videos I got going on my page. I love you guys so much. Bye.